Hey everybody, welcome to Rider Club Radio, the podcast all about Kamen Rider. I'm your host, Jeff.
And as usual, I'm Liam.
And for the first time in 2 fucking weeks, it's just us. So you can go ahead and turn it off.
It's really spacious in here. I never noticed. We don't have any guests this week.
You fucking idiot. This week we're going to start out by talking about Kamen Rider Ghost Episode 5. What happened in today's episode, Liam?
Well, at the start of this episode, some urban planners get possessed by icons. We have some scheming by the villains, the mysterious villains who are still quite mysterious, and they send out these icons and they possess these people who are planning on building a new city hall. And the icons possess them, and they possess them to want to build it at a bad place. And a bunch of people are protesting. They're like,
Ghost Zone.
Yeah, a bunch of people are protesting, like, we don't want it here, don't put it here. And they're getting shot by the police, but not really. It's like a mysterious invisible force that's probably a Ganma that's shooting them. And this kid comes in whose mom got shot in, like, the hand. And he comes to the ghost investigators and he says, you gotta find out who these invisible police are shooting my parents. So Ghost investigates.
Why do you assume it's police?
Because who else would shoot at protesters?
Oh! God damn! Roasted police force!
No, I'm serious,
Don't shoot me! No, go ahead.
When have you ever heard of, like, a gang cruising around like, hey, let's look for some fucking protesters? Like, no one does it except for cops.
Oh, shit.
What were we talking about again? Karate Bugman?
Yeah,
so
what happened?
Ghost investigates and he finds out that it is actually a gangster. It's a mafia Ganma. And he's got, like, a hat and a suit and everything, and he's got, like, a machine gun arm.
Not only does he have, like, a hat and a suit, but he also has, like, doilies hanging out of his fucking hat and coat for some reason.
All the little weak Ganma that he hangs out with, he calls them Mi Familia. He's a big walking stereotype, and he's hilarious. So Ghost starts fucking with him, and they start fighting, and he realizes he's outmatched, and he jumps in a car, and he drives off. So there's a really cool motorcycle fight, and Ghost is, like, threading the needle through all these cars, and then Spectre shows up. He jumps from outside of the scene and starts fucking with him. He starts doing donuts and hitting Ghost's motorcycle, and they have a really neat chase scene, and then they stop, and they have a really neat fight scene. And Spectre kicks Ghost's ass, and he takes the Edison icon from him. He beats him up, and he takes his Edison icon. And Ghost is like, fuck, maybe I'm really weak. Maybe I'm an asshole. The Spectre said I was really soft and naive. He said I was so soft and supple, and he starts to doubt himself.
Spectre said I have a soft penis.
He runs his hand over his cheek and goes, my God, you're so soft, Ghost. I'll take this icon now.
It was sexy. Go ahead, though.
Okay, Ghost starts to doubt himself. Maybe he's not cut out for this whole rider thing. So he goes back to the scene of the crime, the scene of the mafia shooting, while he's moping, and he finds out that all the Ganma-possessed guys, they're building the city hall there so they can use the space for, like, a ritual, I think. Like a Ganma ritual. They're going to draw an eye in the ground. Again.
Yeah, they didn't explain that all that much. I guess they were going to open the sky up again with a big Ganma eye.
Yeah, at this point, I think they can just show you the eye, and you can say, okay, like, you can infer the rest of the plot from that.
Okay.
I hope they don't just waste their time saying it all over again. Oh, they're going to open a gate. Like, we already know.
They're going to explain it again.
Okay, well.
They didn't in this episode, but the eye didn't open. So,
so they're going to open a gate, and a ghost appears and starts fighting them, and he beats them up, but then the mafioso appears, and he takes Akari and Onari hostage, and then just as he's got Ghost on the ropes, and just as he's about to beat him, Spectre shows up and saves him. Kicks the guy's ass.
Well, he only kicks the guy's ass because he was going to go take Takeru's icon, and the guy shot him in the back because he was angry.
Yeah, exactly.
So he beat the shit out of him.
He kicks him ass, he throws him into, he uses the King Tut icon, and he throws his shit into, the alternate dimension, and just...
He throws his ass into the dead zone to hang out with Garlic Jr. and shit.
And he destroys him there, he blows him right up, and it's really cool, and then he fights Ghost, and he kicks his ass, but Ghost manages to hold on to the Newton icon that he was trying to take, and Onari creates a distraction.
Onari starts yelling rape, so he leaves.
He starts yelling so that people will come, and Spectre's like, oh shit, I hate people, so he runs off. And Spectre, Ghost...
I'm so bad in social situations, I should leave.
They're gonna ask me my name, and oh god. Pleasantries. So Ghost is left to ponder. He's like, maybe, oh god, I'm an icon down now, and I've only got, 50 days left? It's counting down really fast. And I'm apparently a big wuss, too. And Spectre, he looks out over the lake. He's, like, half in league with the bad guys. He talks to them a couple times.
Yeah, one of the bad guys. Not, like... It seems like this episode set up some weird thing where, like, the dude with fucked up teeth is the real bad guy, and the pretty boy hobo is just helping him.
Yeah, Spectre talks to the pretty boy, but you don't know what that's all about.
Although the pretty boy calls him his best friend, and Spectre doesn't do the normal edgelord dickhead thing. Go, no, I don't even like you.
But he's holding an icon and he looks out into the water and he says, "Wait for me," or something. Like he's collecting the icons for some specific reason. And then the episode ends. So Jeff, what did you think of Ghost episode, what was it, 5? 4, 5?
Oh my god. I'm normally the one who fucks up on the episode number.
It was me this week.
I got it right perfectly the first time.
What?
Right into writerclubradio@gmail.com and be like, good job, Jeff.
Why don't you just fucking tell me? I don't remember.
It's 5.
Okay, it was like 6 whole minutes ago. You can't expect me.
I know how your ADD is, sir.
What did you think of Ghost episode 5, Jeff?
I thought it was pretty damn cool,
Yeah.
actually. I like Spectre a heck of a lot more than I like Ghost at this point.
Yeah, I think this was the best episode we've got so far.
Yeah.
And in large part due to Spectre. I love them.
The funniest part is, of course you loved him.
Of course.
But the funniest part is, like, everything Spectre said, I was expecting to be like, oh, this edgelord's gonna come in and be a huge dickhead to Ghost and fucking kick sand in his face on the beach or whatever. And I agreed with everything Spectre said about him. Everything.
He was just a layabout loser, not fit to be a common rider, and...
Like, he's a fucking big-ass baby. He's always whining.
Well, to be fair to the guy, he's dead.
Well, he shouldn't have to worry so much then. He's dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, how does he get bruises and cuts and shit when he's dead? He's a ghost.
It's because when he gets hit, it also hurts his feelings. And you remember how his ghost state is based on his emotional state?
This show's stupid.
This show has more layers than you can handle, Jeff, I think.
This is dumb.
I think it's a bit too deep for you. Maybe you should bow out and just let me do the reviews from now on, okay?
I'm gonna watch Ninja where they make things understand.
This show's too good. I'm gonna turn around and watch Ninja.
This episode was fucking great, though. Like,
I loved it.
We not only got, like, a night scene. It wasn't a night fight scene yet, but it was a night scene.
Yeah.
When, what's his face? Alan? The hobo's name is Alan, by the way.
What? What?
His name is Alan. A-L-A-N.
The pretty boy?
Yeah, the pretty boy hobo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The pretty boy hobo and the man with the most fucked up teeth in the world.
That's teeth you have to fuck him up like that on purpose.
Yeah, did he get beaten with a baseball bat in his mouth?
He made a very, very bad enemy out of a dentist when he was young. It's the only explanation. It's so fucking bad.
Dude fucking loves hard candy. You could tell. But they meet on a fog machine rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they meet on the rooftop of the fog machine factory and discuss their evil plan. And it's really great to see a night scene again in Kamen Rider, even if it was just for a few minutes.
There was also a bit where Takeru is sitting at the temple in his nighttime.
Yeah, he whines like a bitch at the temple at night.
Yeah.
And we got fucking motorcycle fighting.
Yeah, and like a chase scene, like a real chase scene with jumps and spins and shit.
Yeah, and they closed down a street to do it. We didn't have to see the fucking track. They didn't jump their motorcycles and end up in a track.
It wasn't like, oh, here's this intense race scene going 10 miles an hour down this closed road.
It might have been 10 miles an hour, but it was cut really well to make it look like they were going fast.
It looked great. And it felt great.
I love the chase scene. Anything with motorcycles is right up my fucking alley, and it's why I love Kamen Rider. I don't know why, considering how little motorcycles get used anymore.
Why have you been watching since, like, since Ryuki? What are you doing here?
Yeah, Ryuki had all that motorcycle action in it.
Ryuki was, I think, the first one where it was like, just fuck motorcycles. Just who cares? That's not why anyone's here.
I'm watching Blade right now, and they drive their motorcycles to and from action scenes. I guess I got that going on.
Yeah, it's more than Gaim.
But there was a fucking motorcycle fight complete with absolutely fucking horrific CG.
Yeah, when he's doing the front wheel, like, spinny thingy.
I know
Spectre,
you can't do that. Just put him on some fucking wires.
Spectre gets on the front wheel of his motorcycle, and he does a spin, and he spins on the front wheel, and he uses the momentum to smash his back wheel into Ghost's motorcycle and send him flying away, and it looks like it's cool. The move is cool.
It should be cool,
Spectre,
visually.
Spectre is all CGI, because, like, fuck stunts. It's Toku, it's Toei, they're not gonna do it.
You know what they should have done is just had the fucking, like, SH figure arts of Ghost and Spectre on their motorcycles and just stop motion animation it, because it looked exactly the fucking same.
You put a bunch of motion blur over it, you can't even tell.
Put a great filter on it.
They're basically big toys already.
The Spectre suit is so fucking cool. I thought the Ghost suit was cool, but now the Ghost suit looks like the fucking high pants and suspenders that a dork wears in 4th grade compared to that fucking Spectre suit.
Ghost is fucking Urkel compared to Spectre.
I love the Ghost suit still. It's still really awesome, but the Spectre suit is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the fight scene is fantastic with him. You get to... Yeah. Not only is the fight choreography quite cool, and you get to see a good sense of Spectre as, like, Ghost is totally outclassed, Spectre kicks his ass, but you get to kind of find out what Spectre's all about, what his thing is, and you find out that he is also trying to take the icons for his own mysterious purpose, and the way that makes me think is, like, we have Ghost, we have Spectre, we have Necrom coming up. We can expect maybe 1 or 2 more riders before the end of the series, if we're lucky.
I think there's going to be one more.
One more? Are we going to get, like, a 4-man Ryuki, where, like, everyone's trying to get the icons to have their own thing?
I think we're getting a 3-man.
3-man Ryuki? That's fun, too. I'll take it.
Although, I don't know. I'm sure Spectre and Ghost will be working together by the end of the series.
God, I hate that. I hate that you're so right.
I want that. I want a double rider kick right now. I'm sorry I enjoy friendship, Liam.
Yeah, why do you like these good things? Why do you like...
I'll try to only like bad things from now on. Let's talk about Ryuki.
Fuck off.
I'm kidding, I love Ryuki.
You should only be happy when people are being mean to each other, and when they're insulting each other, and when they're fighting each other.
Liam, everybody.
Thank you. That's what I'm all about.
What a fucking asshole. Anyway, Spectre is really cool, and he has the most Showa transformation sequence I've seen in a long time. He has a Showa-ass posing Kamen Rider black-ass henshin.
If your arms are diagonal at any point in your transformation sequence, that's Showa. And that's what Spectre's all about. He, like, puts them all up, like, kind of, like, stronger. Like,
and he does, like, the fist... like, clench and grip, like, black.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It looks really neat. Spectre is just cool all around. I want to see more of him. I'm glad that he's finally here.
He's more mysterious than Dickhead.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because I agree with him.
I love him.
And I give mad props to Onari in this episode because Takeru's like, hey guys, am I soft? And Akari's like, no, believe in yourself. And Onari's like, yeah.
Onari's the only one who has the balls to come out and say, like, well, yeah, a little bit.
He's like, yeah, right. Absolutely. You got to get over that or you're not going to get anywhere.
Spectre's a dick, but maybe he's not wrong. Maybe you're shit.
Akari's like, how dare you tell him the truth?
Surely science can explain why he's such a wuss. We get another
Spectre made this episode, man.
There's another weird scene in this with the old man and Akari.
Where he's basically, like, invisible, beaten off behind her while she's doing stuff.
Every time they're together, I get this weird vibe. He's always, like, sticking his face close to her face, and, like, he's, like, staring at her like, oh, she's so hot, oh my god. Look at her working. And it's like, Jesus,
it's creepy.
You're, like, 65, and she's, like, 20.
He's, like, 9 million, anyway. He's, like, an old spirit.
I get it. You've been dead a long, long time, and all you have is Urison.
Why is he dressed like Einstein, man? Does he think that's gonna make Akari like him when she can't see him?
Maybe Einstein is coming up. Maybe he's gonna be an icon.
You know what I wonder?
What?
What happened to the Sage's Sage outfit? He just wears dumbass outfits now, every time he shows up.
I don't know. Maybe, like, in the opening sequence, he still has the Sage outfit, but... God only knows if that's ever going to come back.
What is his purpose at this point? To show up and be like, hey, this icon's showing up this episode anyway, see ya.
He didn't even do that this episode. He didn't do anything.
No. There was no new quote-unquote icon showing up because Spectre already had all the icons that he used.
Yeah, that's kind of what I liked about it. The show is starting to break out of the formula. It's a nice... Like, I'm not a huge fan of the first few episodes of Ghost, but as just a setup, like, here's Ghost, here's his world, here's what he does, and now episode 5, the real shit starts. That's fine. Yeah. I'm totally good with that.
I'm on board with that. I'm also on board with Spectre. I'm going to go back to him for a second.
I love Spectre. What did you want to say about? I do too. What did you want to say about Spectre?
I wanted to say, you mentioned in an earlier episode of this very podcast that when Spectre showed up, we would get more of an idea of the character of Takeru and who he was. Mm-hmm. And I think you were right.
Yeah.
At least in this episode. It could change further episodes down the line.
Because now he has somebody
I think we learned...
He can bounce off someone.
Yeah. I think we learned in this episode that Takeru's a bitch. And his character arc is going to be going from huge fucking bitch to at least capable enough to protect his friends.
Well, that's what the point of a story, right? Or like at least a hero's journey kind of story. You set up the character, and then the character goes through some rough shit. They endure challenges, and I think Spectre is going to fill that role. He's going to be the challenge for a while, which I like.
I was hoping for a different character out of Ghost, I guess. And this happens every single time the new Kamen Rider appears in the previous Kamen Rider's movie or series or something. Mm. The character shows up, seems really cool, and then the series starts and he's a completely fucking different character.
Yeah, maybe he'll develop.
And this happened with Takeru when he shows up in Drive. He's really cool and laid back and capable. And I was like, wow, I can't wait to see his series. And he's a fucking goof-ass fuck-up loser.
You notice in Heisei there's, like, a few stock protagonists they draw from?
Yeah, like, whiny fucking loser is absolutely one of them.
They got whiny loser, they got Kuga again, just whenever they're out of ideas, just give him Kuga again with a different face.
We get guy who thinks he's really cool but isn't.
Yeah.
We get that a lot. We get self-absorbed dick bag.
Oh, well, I don't think... If you're talking about Kabuto, I don't think Tendo... I don't think there's ever been a main character like Tendo. He's such a fucking prick.
Decade.
Oh, you got me. You got me good.
Decade is also a self-absorbed prick.
That's true. That's true.
They're both exceptionally entertaining, though.
I do love Tendo, and I like what I've seen of Decade. I haven't, not the actual show. I mean, the writer.
The show is shit, but the character's cool.
But this show...
I said it again, everybody.
Yeah, don't be apologetic about it. Just throw it out
I'm not. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
What were you going to say?
This episode's good. Yeah. Thumbs up. It heralds great things. I want to learn more about Spectre. I want to see Spectre and Ghost bounce off each other. I want Necrom to get thrown into the mix. I want a more focused, tight Ryuki with everybody looking for icons instead of looking.
You
to
want
kill
everything
each other.
to be Ryuki.
Yeah. If I could,
what I want.
I wish my work was Ryuki. That'd be nice.
You just want to have like a Highlander death match with your coworkers every day.
8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'll fucking do it.
You would die first.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Matt from accounting would die first. You seen that guy?
That's true. Matt from accounting is a fucking bitch. Matt from accounting, if you're listening to this, fuck off.
Fuck you.
No one likes you.
Everyone knows you don't eat well, Matt. You lose.
Matt doesn't exist, everyone.
Yeah. Do you want to say something about Ghost now?
I guess I could. I mean, if I gotta. What I would like to say about Ghost is that my hope for this series is that we get factions working against each other. It's not just shadowy bad guys versus good guys.
Yeah.
And Spectre becomes his own faction.
That would be nice.
And maybe Alan works against shadowy fucked up Teeth Man a little bit behind the scenes to try and help Spectre a bit.
Well,
He's playing both sides.
Alan and the Teeth guy are almost inevitably going to betray each other. To start fighting.
Oh yeah, but I hope Alan does it behind the scenes a little bit of subterfuge.
Yeah.
But I definitely want there to be, like, 3 separate camps working against each other. That would make for some interesting interplay for the characters.
That would be cool, but what I'm really worried about, is if Spectre just becomes Chase. And he
just shows up to fuck over Ghost every now and then at the end of every episode.
No, not that. I wouldn't mind that. It's that he turns good and just becomes, like, the sort of edgy good guy. And it was
he will.
Fine. God, fuck, I hope not.
He absolutely will. But you love Ren, and he pretty much became that.
The thing is, no. Ren kind of, like, he slept in the same room as Shinji. He ate at the same table. But there was that constant tension that they were going to have to murder each other someday. They both knew it, and it was always there. But if it turns out
they were best friends.
No,
they rode a tandem bike.
Ren hated Shinji was fine with Ren, but Ren fucking hated Shinji. And the thing is, it's like I'm almost certain the old man's gonna come and be like, "Oh, by the way, there's actually like 100 icons. There's like 50. Everyone can have 15." And Spectre's gonna be like, "Okay, well, all right. I guess we're friends with Ghost now." And I'm gonna not like that episode when it comes.
You know, that would be a pretty good way to do the series. Like, if Ghost and Spectre do end up working together, but there are only 15 icons and they can only be used for one purpose.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good way to continue their rivalry with them still being characters who can work together.
Yeah.
And it would have a rivalry with an edge because they're both working for something that matters so much to them.
There would be a lot, just like in Ryuki, there's a lot more to their character interactions than them just being friends or rivals or enemies. There's so much more at play.
I want them to become bestest friends forever.
Nope.
I would like them to get matching tattoos.
Tattoos, like, on their arms, so that when they put their arm together, it creates a full image, and each of them has like half the image. Yeah.
Like, both of them get, like, a douchebag tribal tattoo that only goes so far, and then when they touch arms, it goes together. Just like me and you.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one we got on our asses.
That wasn't the one I was talking about, but that was good.
Oh, God.
Good times.
I'm just covered in tribal tattoos that connect with Jeff at various points. My skin is just nothing but ink.
I can't wait to see that fan art. But yeah, thumbs up to this episode. It was really good. I cannot wait to see where the series goes now. There's 100 different ways it could go. It'll probably go the way we all think it's going to go.
I can't wait to have all my high hopes completely fucked. It's going to be good.
That's the problem with getting your hopes up.
Yeah. Never.
They inevitably come back down.
Don't think that things are going to be good. That's a bad idea.
Just think everything is going to be shit and you'll be fine.
Yeah. You can only be pleasantly surprised from there.
That's called pessimism.
So, thumbs up, episode 5. I hope this goes good places. It heralds good things.
I want a Kamen Rider Spectre action figure.
Oh, you gonna get the SHF?
I think so.
Oh, did you like, before we get off of this, did you like the Nobunaga and the King Tut forms?
The Nobunaga, I can take it or leave it. I didn't really like it that much.
Okay.
I thought the King Tut form was fucking awesome.
I liked both of them, and I like that because, he's got a Cobra phone. That's his gadget. And I like that the Condor phone is like a dial tone old thing, and the Cobra phone is a smartphone with a tail, and he sticks it on the end of his stupid fisty hand, and it becomes a scythe that he uses.
I will say his fist hand is still dumb as fuck.
Oh, it's so dumb, but
I hate it.
His forms are neat. I like them both.
The Nobunaga one's fine. I don't really have any problems with it. I can take it or leave it. I thought the King Tut one was fucking ingenious, having, like, the hood mold to the helmet and create, like, the
sarcophagus sort of look.
Yeah, like the sarcophagus look, and like it's also a snake's head with like the flares out on the side. Cobra. Yeah. Like a cobra's head, and it had like a cobra design on the helmet.
God, it's cool. It's cool.
It's super fucking cool.
Ghost is like batting 10 out of 10 for forms so far.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Like, I saw Ghost and I was like, holy shit, that's really fucking cool. Like, how could it get better? And then Spectre showed up and it blew Ghost out of the fucking water.
I mean, there are forms, like you said, I'll take him or leave him, like Newton, I'm not a huge fan of, but like, it's not Type Technic.
We don't have a Type Technic yet.
I don't think we're going to have another Type Technic for a very long time.
And then Necrom shows up and we have to eat our words, and Type Technic is suddenly the height of Kamen Rider form.
No, Technic is biblical. We're never going to have another Technic.
It's a fucking plague on mankind.
You You want to talk about news? We got 2 weeks worth of news to cover.
Jesus Christ. If you've been following the podcast, you'll know that there was no Ghost episode last week. Also, if you don't follow the podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
And you like Kamen Rider, you'll know there was no Ghost last week. So we did some stupid crossover with a podcast that's almost as good as us, and you can go listen to it if you want.
But that's last week. This is this week.
So that's why we have 2 weeks worth of news.
Yeah, if you're just starting, if you're just joining us.
Turn back.
Here's the news this week. There was a new cast member announced for Kamen Rider Ghost, and her name is Mio Kudo, and she's a model.
Oh yeah, she's a cutie pie.
You know her?
No, I've seen her picture.
Yeah. She's a cutie pie, and there were some rumored details about her involvement, like her character, but they're kind of spoilers.
Yeah, we don't really want to get into that. That spoils a lot.
I'll put the link in the blog post, and there'll be a little warning if you don't want to see that shit. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's kind of a fucking big spoiler.
It's not really the kind of spoiler that we spoil on the podcast, even if we are going to do like the time code skip thing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really foster conversation or anything. It's just like, well, here's the spoiler.
There's nothing to say about it right now. There was also a shitload...
But she's a cutie pie. She's going to be on the show.
Yeah, there's the info. There was also a shitload of new forms shown this week. I couldn't possibly be asked to get... Because there's like fucking 50 different links.
Liam, tell us the forms. Link them in the blog post.
No, I'm going to do them off the top of my head. There was Billy the Kid. There was...
Is this a spoiler?
No. Beethoven was in there.
This is a spoiler.
I think Benkei had a reveal. I think they showed him.
Ben Kenobi?
No. Ben Kenobi, that crazy old wizard, is just... Don't talk about him.
Don't you dare go around him.
Fuck, I don't remember any. There's a whole bunch of forms. I'll link, I'm going to link to that
Dr.
blog.
Phil?
Dr. Phil, yeah. Whatever.
Oprah?
They're not dead yet. They have to be dead. They're dead inside, but that doesn't count.
Obama?
I'm going to link, there's a Tumblr that has just like all the ghost news. I'm going to link to that. And you can just find them yourself.
Just fucking scroll through it your own damn self. What do we gotta spoon feed you?
It'll be like a fun little scavenger hunt. Because there's like fucking 10 links, each with a different form.
How lazy can one podcast get? Just search it yourself. That's
I did everything that could possibly be expected of me without being paid. So, there it is.
Anyway, that's the news. Find it yourself.
Imagine if, like, fucking a real news source did that. They were like, in today's news, just read the fucking newspaper, you idiot.
In today's news, a lot of shit happened. Look it up. You got the internet.
Don't you people have smartphones?
Anyway, good night.
Oh, okay. Oh.
What, are you dying? What happened next?
I'm just getting rid
What's more news?
I'm cooling off. So, remember Drive Gaiden? Remember that Kamen Rider Chaser movie that's coming out?
I do.
Well, a very special man is going to have a guest appearance in it.
Is it Kamen Rider XL?
Yeah, how'd you know, actually?
Oh, because it's been 2 fucking weeks. Everyone knows.
Yeah, Kamen Rider XL is going to be on Drive Gaiden.
It's Terui Ryu.
Face actor and everything. He's there.
Yeah, he is going to be there, and don't you dare ask him questions.
Somebody pointed this out. When Drive first got announced, there was all sorts of comparisons to Excel, because they were both like Red Riders that were vehicles, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Excel hated being asked questions, and every episode of Drive, the title was always a question. You ever notice that?
I didn't.
It's like poetry. And
oh, fuck you.
Fucking finally, Toei has made the connection, and they're bringing back Excel for the Drive Gaiden movie, and there's a cool picture they released of Excel and Drive posing right next to each other, like they're getting ready to kick some ass. It's neat.
I'm really hopeful that Shotaro's face actor is going to come back. Shotaro's face actor. I pronounce his name wrong a lot, but I love him.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. He comes back at the drop of a hat, so...
hat. I get it.
That I didn't mean for that, but there it is.
I get it. That's a good joke that you thought of.
No. I mean, it's out there now, so I guess
you wrote in the middle of the night last night by yourself, and you giggled under your covers. It's a good joke.
Rider Club Radio tomorrow. What puns have I got? Maybe I'll mention Shotaro.
Shotaro.
Whatever. What?
I've mispronounced his name in every episode of this podcast.
Is it?
I'm really excited that no one's written in to call me an idiot about it yet.
I don't know if I'm right or you're wrong. I don't know how to... I'm not Japanese.
Well, way to spoil everybody.
Wow, yeah, I'm sorry. My name isn't actually Soji. I have no Japanese ancestry.
He's white as the fucking driven snow, folks. Anyway, is there any more news after
Jeff.
Excel's?
Yeah, there is, actually. You hate SIC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago.
Is this toy news, Liam?
No, Jeff, we don't talk about toy news. But
anyway, let's hear about the toys.
This week, a few new SICs were revealed. There's an SIC Drive, which looks awful. Do you want me to show you these, Jeff? Have you seen these?
I have seen them.
Okay, what do you think of the Drive?
It's not the worst SIC I've ever seen, but it still looks like somebody sculpted a decent figure and held a lighter to it for an hour.
It's true. It's like they make a thing, and they're like, how many pipes can we put on this shit? How many...
It just looks like they made a fucking figure, and they're like, all right, let's pop this shit in the oven at 375 for a couple hours.
They're lumpy, is what they are.
They are. I guess it's supposed to make them look... I don't know. It's not supposed to make them look lumpy, I bet you, but that's what they fucking look like.
They're supposed to be realistic, and sometimes they're like, oh, it's realistic, we gotta add more detail. But the design wasn't meant for this detail, so it feels like you're putting shit on where it doesn't belong. And
some of the sketches of SIC look pretty alright.
Yeah.
And they just don't translate to action figure.
Yeah, what works on paper doesn't always work in 3D.
Ugh, I hate them. I'm going on record right now. If you like SIC, that's fine. If you're an idiot, but I hate it.
Did you see the Gaim one?
I did not see the Gaim one.
Let me show you the Gaim one. I actually like it, so I guess you hate me.
I do. I think our listeners at home know this.
Of course. Get ready, everyone. You get to see Jeff's live reaction. It's just like one of those stupid fucking videos on YouTube.
This is my reaction to the Force Unleashed trailer.
Oh, it's Luke talking.
That's alright.
Yeah, right?
That's not as bad as the others. The face still looks fucked up.
Yeah, but you know what? They took Gaim and they did the absolute most logical thing with him and said, just put him in real samurai armor. Which
looks pretty alright.
Well, okay, not real, but like a little more realistic looking than a big plastic orange.
I like that. I like the posing option of the armor on the rack.
Yeah, like the stand, the sitting down. Yeah,
that's pretty decent.
There's Baron and Ryugen and Zangetsu. If you want to see them, they look pretty good too.
Yeah, they're all right. If I was gonna buy an SIC, it would probably be the Gaim one. That looks pretty good. That is the most glowing recommendation I've ever given to an SIC in my life. It looks pretty good.
If Jeff looks at an SIC and says, I would maybe look at it for more than... I'd look at it on purpose. That's like a 10 out of 10 review.
It's as close as it's ever going to get.
Betrayed War Genesis got a new trailer. And just like all the other trailers for Betrayed War Genesis, fuck you if you want to see gameplay. There's 10 seconds total.
There's lots of flashing fucking words on the screen, though.
Yeah. A new Betrayed War for a new generation. And there's Hongo, and Black is here too, and Knight, you can play as fucking Knight this time, if that's your cup of tea.
You gotta be pretty excited about that.
You know what? Yeah. I don't have a PlayStation 3, though, so...
Well, sucks to be you.
Or a PS4.
Looks like you're not gonna play shit.
It was on something else. It was PS3 and PS4 and something else.
PSP?
PSP, maybe? Oh, Vita, probably?
Vita? Oh, yeah, it's a new one.
Yeah,
Did you folks at home know that Sony made handhelds?
Yeah, you might not remember.
I found out recently.
I wish more Japanese...
I was like, you talk about a Game Boy?
The Sony Game Boy, of course. I wish more Japanese companies released games on PC.
Oh, yeah.
Because for the longest time in Japan, PC gaming was just visual novels. That was just all they knew it as.
That's pretty much still true.
Yeah, basically. Only just recently are they starting to look and be like, oh, you can play actual games on these things.
This is neither here nor there, but you mentioned Knight being playable.
Yeah.
You would be shocked how many people who constantly shit on you for liking Knight will turn around and admit to also liking Knight.
Have you seen people doing that?
Yeah, people on Twitter do sometimes. They're like, I actually kind of like Knight.
Yeah, fuck everyone but me. Knight's really good.
I think Knight's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I think he has
well-
a cool design. That's about it.
You don't know anything.
That's true. I didn't know they made handhelds for the Sonys.
Yeah. Jeff basically lives under a rock.
Don't just be giving people my address on the podcast. 123 Rock Street.
123 Rock Street. His last name is Trundlehook.
Well, fuck you. Liam's last name is Assface.
Oh, what, man? You're not supposed to. Not cool, man. Everyone's gonna find me now.
More news.
More
Feed me the
news.
news.
Movie Wars Genesis is actually going to be called... It's going to be called Kamen Rider Cross, Kamen Rider Drive, and Kamen Rider Ghost Super Movie Wars Genesis. Which I guess is meant to reflect the fact that it's like a different structure from other Movie Wars movies, I guess.
I guess.
And there was
Are
a
you
trailer.
excited now?
No. I mean, no more than I was before.
Is Mega Hex in it?
No. No, unfortunately.
Oh.
There's
Is
Black...
Kamen Rider Kakoskus in it?
Caucasus, you mean?
Cuscus.
Kamen Rider Couscous?
Kamen Rider Cox?
Oh, good one. You made it
I'm
sound
probably
like
the first person that ever made that joke.
like a penis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Johnson.
Not bad. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Movie Wars.
Super Movie Wars Genesis.
It's fucking still a Movie Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Black Drive in it too.
Oh boy.
So in case you didn't have enough of Drive recolors, here's another.
Oh boy. When are we gonna get Blue Drive?
That was Formula.
Kamen Rider Orange Drive.
That was that was real. That was in Drive X Gun.
Kamen Rider Lemon Drive.
Lemon Drive? That's Gold Drive, basically.
You just got an answer for everything, don't you, you tiny dick fuck?
Yeah, I went to college.
Well, I can't compete with that. With my college education.
I'm not using it to get any fucking job, so I might as well use it to act like a pithy dickhead to all my friends.
You could just go ahead and write that on the degree when you get it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie like I look forward to every Kamen Rider movie. I can't wait to not enjoy it.
Well, we won't be getting it for a long time. All the Japanese all the Japanese kids, and all the young mothers, they're going to see it in the theater. And we're going to have to wait like idiots until the DVD release.
Yeah, it might be good. I mean, some of the big, dumb crossover movies have been real good. Like Megamax is real good.
They're trying something new with it. I'm excited to see how it pans out. This is what all the crossover movies should be. None of that like watching 3 movies. Just have it be a movie.
Megamax kind of had that structure as well.
Yeah, but I'm talking like the recent ones where they do like Wizard X Gaim, Gaim X Drive.
Oh yeah.
I should point out, I always shit on you for saying times, and I say X, and I'm pretty sure that's wrong as well.
It's actually cross.
It's cross, yeah, and I've said that. I've said it's cross, but my fucking brain habit is to say X, just like you say times.
I'm gonna allow that.
Okay.
Because I fucked it up every single time.
From now on, it's X. That's the rule.
It's cross. Fuck off. Get it right or pay the price.
Okay.
Next news.
Last thing. Drive Gaiden is done filming.
Yay! We can see it in 3 fucking months.
It's gonna be out soon, boys. It finished filming on Chase's actor's birthday.
Is Kamen Rider Kakakis in it?
No, you fuck.
Oh.
Kamen Rider Lark is, though.
Well, I know I'm not watching it.
Is Lark the one with the smile, or was that one of the other oones?
No, Lark is the one with the pretty face.
Okay, what was the one with the smile?
That's who I'm talking about. He's beautiful.
Oh, okay. No, he's fucking
He's
freak.
got a face that only a mother could love.
Yeah, exactly. That's not beauty.
Hey, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, buddy.
Well, what if every single eye of every single beholder says no?
You're getting into some fucking deep questions on this episode of Rider Club Radio.
You want to give us the emails? I don't have any more news. The report's over.
Wow, that was 2 weeks worth of news.
Well, okay, I trimmed out a lot of shit. If I was going to do 2 weeks worth of news, I was like, okay, only the most noteworthy shit is going to be in here.
Alright.
There's more, but fuck that. You can find it yourself.
That's the new motto of Rider Club Radio News. Fuck it, find it yourself.
Don't listen to us tell you about the episode. Just fucking go and watch the episode. What are you doing here?
We're gonna put out a 5-minute podcast every week. Just fucking watch the episode. What are you doing? We have a decent amount of emails this time. We have one from Onua. Probably mispronouncing that pretty badly.
Whatever. I've seen that person on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah, thanks for following us on Twitter at Rider Club Radio.
You should all do that.
He says, bring the dead guy back as often as possible. He's cool.
Occasionally, maybe.
He will never be on this show again.
He's dead.
Yeah, we could only bring him back on Halloween via the seance.
We have to conduct the 8-point ritual. We have to kill like 7 cats to get him back. So it's really only when it's really worth it. So
if you guys want us to slaughter 7 cats every episode, then we could bring him back. Write in and tell us.
To just bring a soul up for a brief hour or so. Cost that many souls.
He says, if you guys could bring back any of the single movie Showa riders, Zetcross, Shin, Jay, or Zeto, for a full year-long show, who would you pick? Liam?
Jay.
That is a damn good choice.
It's an obvious choice.
His actor is still around, still looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, he's melted a little bit, but he's not he's not horrible. He's not like a... Was it Rider 2 that got it real bad?
Yeah, well...
That poor guy. It's not his fault.
No, well, the guy who played Jay also played Geki, the Red Tyranno Ranger in Zoo Ranger.
Yeah.
And he was the best Red Ranger ever.
He was very good, and he came back for, I think when Kyoryuger was on, they did like a dinosaur. All the dinosaur ones came back, and Geki was there. In his full outfit and everything.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's pretty cool.
I would love to see a J series like that, but if I had, like, my dream, it would be that there was a J series right after the J movie was finished.
Yeah.
Like, the J movie ends, and then, like, that summer, Kamen Rider J, the series, begins.
Yeah, I've said this before. I'm upset that Rider kind of skipped the 90s, because that was, like, the golden age of special effects. And I know Black is late 80s, but... The special effects in Black, I think, are the best.
Oh yeah,
in Kamen Rider. Period. Like it was just the right mix of computer shit.
You haven't seen Zeto yet, have you?
I've seen Zeto. Yeah.
I think Zeto has better special effects.
Okay, I'm talking about shows though.
Oh, okay.
Shows. The movies, of course, the '90s movies had great special effects. They had a bigger budget behind them.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about like show budget made in the '90s, it would have been great.
Yeah, I could agree with that, especially if they kept where they were going with the movies.
Yeah, if they kept the same sort of tone and style, if Shinimori was still around, you could do something cool.
I would probably choose Zeto.
Yeah.
Although, there's spoiler reasons why that wouldn't really work, but I would like to learn what the character's name is, not from the credits.
Wait,
I haven't watched Zeto in a good year, maybe longer, but I don't think his name is said.
Yeah, I remember. I watched it recently and his name is not said, but is it in the credits?
It is in the credits.
What is it?
I don't remember now.
Okay. Everyone just calls him Ryder.
Yeah.
When they want to refer to him. Last time I tried to watch Zeto, I slipped and like everything went black and I was watching the next when I woke up. But I'm going to attempt it again this time.
We invited people to a stream to watch Kamen Rider Zeto, and when they were trapped inside of it, we changed it to Kamen Rider the Next.
The ultimate fucking plan. That was the reason we made this podcast, in case you were wondering.
We just wanted to force 30-so people to have to watch Kamen Rider the Next.
Just fuck you.
Alright, so this Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be streaming Kamen Rider Zeto for fucking realsies this time.
We'll actually do it.
It's gonna
promise. Happen. And if we
it's
don't...
It's totally not going to be some random J-drama starring the guys from Kamen Rider the First and the Next.
If it goes bad this time, you can look forward to Heisei vs. Showa.
We're going to do Kamen Rider Zeto one way or another.
Okay.
And it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. It might be in the sync tube, it might not. We will give you guys a graphic to pass around your school to tell all the cool kids.
Print it out and staple it to some telephone poles around the neighborhood.
Put it in your Trapper Keeper.
Holy shit.
It's gonna happen this Saturday.
Trapper Keepers. Ooh, I fell back into the 90s.
Our next question is from Casey.
Okay.
Casey says, "Hi, RCR. First of all, I love the dead guy in 37 and would love for him to return for future episodes."
He was a hit, wasn't he?
Yeah, people really enjoyed him, didn't
I thought
they?
everyone would hate him because I hate him, but like...
Yeah, me too. I thought that they would feel the burning rage inside every time he says something, like I do. Now for the question. If Ryder ever did anything drastic for the main Ryder DX toys, what do you think they would do? I personally expect something like a wrist changer like in Sentai or some sort of smartphone connection. I guess we got a wrist changer with Drive. There was like the little shifty brace.
It's halfway there.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about like full, completely just the wrist.
Maybe. But I think the smartphone connection is dead on.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to happen sometime soon.
I think, yeah, put like a belt with like a Bluetooth thing in it, have a little app for your smartphone. All the kids have smartphones these days, so you can...
I think, like, literally what's going to happen is, you know how, like, Fi shoves his flip phone into his belt and, like, shoves it down?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be, like, a little clip that you put your phone in. Like, the main rider will use his smartphone to transform.
Yeah.
Like, he presses a little sequence in the smartphone or something, and it makes cool noises, and it will in the app.
Oh,
and you shove it in the belt and pull it over and hit a button, and it'll make the transformation jingle.
Yeah, and maybe the screen would face forward through a little window in the belt.
Yeah.
And it would show, like, well, like a picture.
It would be like
whatever.
one of those... It would be like one of those, like, keep your screen free of smudges and fingerprint style glass you can still touch through.
Yeah. Toei, hire us. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, fuck. That would cost like $1 billion to produce. It'd be fucking awesome. Well, the thing is, you don't have to produce like a ton of expensive doodads. You could just sell 99-cent apps for each of the forms.
Here's the next form, the side grade, 99 cents.
Yeah, and it would be like a download that would like upgrade the app you already have.
Yeah, DLC, basically.
Yeah, basically, like we're fucking devils, man. We're like making DLC for belts right now. But I think that's going to happen sooner or later. Probably right as smartphones get replaced with a chip that goes in your brain or some shit.
Just when they go out of style.
Because Kamen Rider still has flip phone shit in it, so.
June had a flip phone. Chief Honganji
He had a flip phone that told him what his special colors were, his lucky colors.
Yeah. How do people still use those things? I should know, because I still use it, and it's horrible.
I like how you fucking let into that, like, what kind of fucking loser still has a flip phone like me?
No, but I want people to know, it's not like you start using a smartphone and then it's like, how could I ever go back to that? It's just, flip phones are just fucking bad. This is coming...
Yeah.
They're just bad. I hate it.
Please donate to Rider Club Radio to get Liam a fucking smartphone.
I'd settle for the Tokyo 6 toy, the little fake one. I just whip it out and play pretend.
Yeah, no one will be able to tell that's not real.
Look, when you're on a date, they don't look too hard. Just...
Oh, when they're on a date with you.
Put it away. Yeah, when they're on a date with me, they're looking at their own phones. Wah, 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 wah.
Put in a slide whistle noise for that one. So, what do you think they're gonna do, Liam? If they're gonna do anything new?
Crazy shit in the future?
Yeah.
Oh God. How much weirder can you get? Other than like, I like in terms of raw weirdness, I think Lockseeds are like the apex, but like something crazy and new and unbelievable. All I can think of is like using maybe like mundane objects that one would have around the house as something to transform. Like maybe you use like an empty roll of toilet paper and it would give you like a weird new form or something. Or it'd be like a thing like, you know how you can have a thing that like will scan a barcode and it'll use the numbers on a barcode to make something? Yeah. Like those barcode battlers. Or,
you saved this. You were like going down a weird fucking path that led to nowhere, but you jumped on the one that made sense. You grab a fucking toilet paper roll and you shove it up your ass and you get a new form.
I jumped off the sinking ship onto a passing ship that was still just barely afloat. But I think, like, imagine a rider belt that comes with a little gun, and you shoot it, and it's like, here's your stats based on this barcode that you shot. And then you can battle your friends with your stats, just like those barcode battlers. I think that'd be awesome.
Why don't we just have Beyblades?
Yeah, well, fuck off. It'd be for like a... You could have that for like a multi-rider series, you know? Where like, everyone's got a belt, and you can be like, oh, here's my belt, here's my form. I got like the baking soda form. And you scan the bottom of your baking soda, and that's my rider.
That's a good idea, to do like customizable belts.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea. I was gonna say a minute ago, don't fucking hire Liam Toei. Hire me, because his ideas are dumb as fuck.
This is why people do stream of consciousness writing. You see, if you just ramble about stupid shit, you're eventually gonna just like find a little path into something neat. And that's what I done.
He done did it.
I did it. What about you, Jeff?
It good.
What weird shit were you thinking of?
I already came up with my idea, buddy.
What, the phone? That was yours?
Yeah.
You stole it from the person asking.
I did. I stole it and I ran with it. That's what I want. I think that would be fucking awesome.
A smartphone belt?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
And you know that if you had a smartphone and there was a smartphone rider, that you'd be doing the fucking smartphone motions.
Oh, yeah.
Just for funsies.
Oh, yeah.
You probably do the fives with your flip phone right now.
All the time. Every time I pull it out, everyone looks at me weird in public.
Because you're shoving it in your crotch and moving it real fast.
I just keep it in the front of my boxers, so I just slam it down in there.
Ugh. I was wondering what that smell was.
Don't ever borrow my phone.
All right, our next question comes from Ice Tyrant.
Okay.
He says, what rider series have you not seen that you're most interested in checking out at some point, and why? Like, I've barely seen Ryuki, but I'd love to get around to putting more time towards it whenever I find the time.
Yeah, get on that. You're wasting your time not watching it.
It's good.
It's good.
I'd suggest it.
So what's yours, Jeff? What do you want to see?
Hibiki, actually.
Oh.
Like, I've never really given Hibiki that much time because it's so different than all other rider series, but the more I hear about it, the more interested I become in it. It seems like it really has its own thing going, and it has, like, an older protagonist than most other, like, Heisei rider series.
Yeah, the actor was 38 when he did it.
Yeah. And it has, like, a different vibe, and there's no, like, belt gimmicks or whatever, and...
There's no belts. Well,
no.
I know the main character uses the tuning fork. He doesn't have a belt.
Yeah, most of them do. And there's a lot of riders in that series, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't really see a whole lot about any of them or anything, but, like, I think it's the third most riders in a series or something.
Yikes.
But... yeah, I don't know all that much about it even, but I really want to see it, and it's on my list. It's just, it keeps getting moved, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it's the next one I'm going to see after I finish Blade.
Okay.
What about you, buddy?
I'm really interested. You mentioned Blade. I'm actually really interested in Blade. I've heard a lot of terrible things about it, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh, it looks cool. It looks really cool.
It does look really cool, and I will say... that people are absolutely right when they say that once you get past like 13 or 14 episodes that it gets a lot better. Mm-hmm. I think people really undersell how tedious and awful those 13 episodes are, though. People are always like, oh, it's kind of bad, and then it gets really good. But I really wanted to quit watching it a lot during those 13 episodes, but I promised some people that I would at least get past that many episodes.
Well, I bet you're glad now, right? It's good?
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. It's not, like, amazing or anything, but people say it gets a lot better even more. It has, like, another jump in quality down the line where it gets even better.
Ooh.
Right now, it's pretty good. I'd recommend it.
I'll give it a shot. Sometime.
Maybe you should watch a rider series I haven't watched, you fucking copycat.
No, you've seen all the ones that I want to see, is the thing. Every rider series I'm interested in, you've seen.
You have seen all of Stronger, which I haven't.
Yeah.
I've only seen big chunks of it.
Fuck you. It's good.
Well, you're on your fucking high horse suddenly, aren't you?
Watching Showa, the more Showa series you've seen, the more respect you've earned in the Kamen Rider community.
I'm not entirely sure that's true. There is a chunk of the Kamen Rider community that will never touch Heisei with a 10-foot pole. Or Showa.
I was going to say Heisei. Whoa, who are these people?
Showa. They'll never touch Showa with a 10-foot pole.
It's totally different.
I think I said this fucking 2 weeks ago that I was working on a post.
I saw it.
About Showa. Like, it's fucking minuscule because I restarted it.
Oh, okay.
But, I'm working on a post about letting Showa into your life. The joys of Showa.
Have you heard the good news about Showa?
It's absolutely worth the time to pick a Showa series that looks good to you and watch it.
Yeah.
I think watching all of them has its own merits as well, but I don't think it's necessary. I think watching a number of them is necessary, though.
Especially since they're not all subbed properly.
Yeah. Just watch the fucking HK bootleg.
Oh yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Just learn about Steve and Tom and Wing Wolf, the Kamen Riders.
I watched HKs for the end of Stronger. When I was watching Stronger, it wasn't quite done. There was like 3 episodes that weren't done. And I said, fuck, I'm not waiting. I'll watch HK. And oh my god. There's a bit where it's like, it's V3 and Riderman, I think, are there. And they're talking about, like, there's a dam exploding. It's gonna explode. The Kaijins are gonna blow it up. And V3's like, yo, Riderman, if that dam exploded, many people die. And I was like, shit, these are the best subs I've ever seen. Like,
there's an HK sub. HK subs are by like a ton of different fucking subbers. Yeah. It's just people who don't actually know English who translate it into English from Chinese.
They're trying their hardest.
And there is a sub of the first episode of V3 where Kamen Rider 1 is named Steve. Kamen Rider 2 is named Bob, I think. And Kamen Rider V3 is named Wing Wolf. And I think Tachibana is named, like, Dave or Doug or something. I highly fucking recommend it. If you're gonna watch V3, you should watch that sub.
They were sitting around and they were like, no one in America is gonna know what the name Takeshi Hongo is.
Let's just call him Steve.
Steve.
Americans know Steve.
Everyone knows Steve.
Hongo looks like a Steve, though.
If he was born in the U.S., he would be a Steve. That bland motherfucker.
Rider 2's name is Ben, and that it's not Bob. It's not Bob.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect to the subbers who spent so much time on that sub.
That's almost as bad. It's almost as bad.
He looks more like a Ben.
Yeah. What's the next email?
Well, sir, since you don't enjoy my sub stories...
No, I don't.
You fucker. Our next email is from Hotshot, who gets deep with his question.
Okay.
He says, hey guys, still thoroughly entertained by the podcast. My question for you is, what is your ideal rider character? Primary, secondary, support character, any? Liam?
My ideal rider character already exists, and his name is Knight. And I know I like to play this up and joke around, but I'm literally not joking right now. I think I like so much the character that comes into conflict constantly with the main character, but not just physical conflict, not just like I'm a bad guy and I'm gonna fuck with you, but like there's constantly shit going on between them, and their allegiances shift and their feelings towards each other shift as the story goes on. And sometimes it ends up like muddling around, but like in a perfect world it wouldn't. It's all natural. I think that would be that's the rider that I would throw into the mix of almost any series, and I would like it more probably.
Well, tune in next week when the dead guy will be my new co-host.
what is
Liam? Will never touch this
answer,
podcast
Jeff?
again.
Tell me.
My perfect character. If I had to pick the perfect character that already exists, it's Kamen Rider Kuga.
Oh yeah.
Godai Yusuke.
Perfect in more ways than one, you could say.
He is a perfect human being.
He's the guy who you want to be friends with, and who he wants to be friends with you.
I love him. If I had to pick like a character that I would love to see in any Rider series, no matter what, it would, and it doesn't really happen a whole lot because I guess it's not really a type of character that shows up a lot in like Japanese media in general. It's the laid-back goofball type of character, like somebody who's sort of almost comic reliefy in his normal personality. Like he'll joke and he'll like goof but when things happen, he gets serious as sin.
Oh.
And there's a little bit of that in Hongo, actually, in the original series. He's not jokey and he's not goofy, but he's really lighthearted and friendly.
Yeah.
And he's always, like, laughing and smiling and stuff. But when shit happens, he's serious as fucking sin, and he's full of justice.
Yeah.
And that's the type of character I love. Somebody who understands the weight of the situation they're in, which I think is a problem in a lot of writer series.
Yeah.
Characters act like no human being would ever act in their circumstances.
Yeah.
And I love a good, goofy character. Like, I think a good example of this, really, if it was, like, explained a little bit more, maybe, is Shoichi, Kamen Rider Agito. He's really goofy and lighthearted and friendly. He's actually kind of an idiot, so maybe not that. But he's, whenever a lord shows up, he becomes like Agito, and it's like an almost completely different character. He's serious, he's focused, he'll do whatever it takes to stop them and save the day, and then he's back to talking about smooth poops.
That's the thing that everybody knows about Agito, even if you haven't seen it. Good eats, smooth poops.
Yeah. Or he's talking about, like, country-grown vegetables. You know, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I love jokey, friendly, goofy characters, but I also love justice-dealing badasses, and I would like to have that in a single package.
You would like to have your cake and eat it as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I never understood that saying, because what the fuck are you going to do with cake if you don't eat it?
I don't know, you just admire it.
You just enjoy the look of it.
Just smell it, like, oh, this is going to be so good when I eat it.
So Knight. Knight is your choice.
This aggravation in this motherfucker.
Knight is your choice.
He is. That's the reason I like him so much.
Alright. Our next email is from Matt.
Okay.
He says, hey, I had a question. I fucking hope so. He says, is there anything you were expecting Ghost to do that hasn't happened? For me personally, I was totally expecting the icons to be self-aware. Kind of Den-O style, given that they're the souls of dead folks.
Thank fucking God that never came to pass.
I wanted that to come to pass in a way, though.
Nope.
I didn't want it to be an every episode thing, is the thing.
Yeah.
I wanted the first time an icon shows up, for it to have, like, a moment where it says something that is in the character of the person that it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Maybe something that inspires Takeru in that moment.
Okay.
And then they, like, become an icon and help him out silently from then on.
Yeah.
And it seems like a waste to have, like, famous, heroic characters, but they're just clothes. They don't say anything or do anything.
I guess you're right. I still I think your solution is the best. I would just really rather not have little talking gadgets around all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
What did you expect that we haven't gotten so far?
When I came up with the idea for Kamen Rider Ghost way long ago, before it was even a twinkle in John Toei's eye, I expected a lot of. I didn't expect it to be anything like this.
You expected it to be Shaman King.
This is what I was gonna think. This is what I was thinking. Okay, it was gonna be like there would be ghosts as the main bad guys, of course, and they would be like the monsters of the week or of the fortnight, what have you, would be the ghosts of people who died suddenly or with strong regrets or something like that, and who, like, all the anger and all the hatred in them morphs their soul into monsters, and then the main character fights them. Like, they cause trouble in a way that has something to do with how they died. And then the main character fights them, and when he beats them, he doesn't kill them. He does, like, the rider kick. And the rider kick is like a mantra or a spell or something that turns them back into their normal human form. And then he helps them, like, the sort of, like, denouement, like, the last bit of the episode would be him helping them find, like, you know, write a letter to their family or, like, finish a thing they were working on or something like that. And then they pass on to wherever ghosts go, and that would be the thing. I didn't expect him to be a ghost hunter.
I gotta say that, like, if this series was aimed towards a slightly older audience, like some of the earlier Heisei series were, I think that's probably spot on with how it would have been.
I think it's got potential for a lot of emotion when people die, they're usually filled with emotion. So if you deal with that every episode, it would be pretty neat. And you could still have Spectre in the mix doing his dickhole thing, but like it'd be a little different. I'd like that. It turned out way differently, but I
expected it to be very much like Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, like a spirit detective sort of thing?
Yeah, like at the beginning, Yusuke gets killed or whatever, and then he becomes a spirit detective, and he's sent to find the, like, wayward souls and demons and stuff, and, like, return them to the afterlife.
Yeah.
And I expected that kind of thing to happen with the old sage being the, like, person who sends them out to do it. And that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would have been, like, more interesting. Because every episode now is, like, somebody comes to the quote-unquote detective agency that they're running, the spirit detective agency, and they're like, oh god, shit's happening that's invisible. I wonder what it is. And then Ghost shows up and he's like, oh, there's a Ganma there. Alright, mystery solved.
And that's the thing about Ganma, is there's nothing explicitly, like, ghosty about them.
They're invisible. That's about it.
They're invisible, but it's like here, it's the same as any other series. Like, here's the mafia guy, here's the electricity monster, here's the kangaroo monster, here's the saw monster, whatever. And just they turn invisible sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not special.
They're like, they possess items to become stronger, but when you possess a person that is already capable of movement and shit, you don't become any stronger.
Yeah, you just have them. It's fucked up.
They're ghosts, and Kamen Rider Ghost is a ghost.
Okay. Yeah.
But Spectre is not a ghost.
No.
Which is confusing. But, so, like, ghosts and ghosts, it makes sense in a way, in a very vague way, that, like, Kamen Rider Ghost would be using similar powers to the Ganma.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the generic Ganma form, it looks very similar to Ghost generic form.
Yeah, it looks, the suit they got, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make entirely enough sense that they're so fucking similar when they're not the same thing at all.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe the plot will develop. Maybe there'll be a big spoiler later on down the line.
It could be, and I really hope for that.
That'd be neat.
I guess I don't have as much faith in this series as I did in... Even when Drive was lagging, I was like, yeah, it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
And Ghost is getting better, but I don't see it, like, having the big twists and turns that we were hoping it's gonna have.
Yeah, I think we're both just kind of, like, when it started, I was a little put off, like, a little surprised by how, like, by the numbers it turned out being for a Kamen Rider series. It's going to follow a very safe formula. It's going to have the same sort of stock characters that you've seen before, the same sort of ensemble, and it's like, alright. I mean, I don't hate it, but...
Things could change. It really could. I don't want to go on record saying that I don't think things are going to change.
You're about to go on record saying that you don't think things are going to change.
I'm not going to go on record saying I don't think things are going to change.
You said it in your heart, and we all heard it.
I'm not. I think things are going to change. They're just not going to change that drastically.
You know what's weird?
What's that?
Remember we were talking a couple weeks ago about the hug?
Yeah.
You know what's going to be fucked up if it's just 2 episodes that they used it and then they just drop it forever?
That would be so fucking weird.
I hope that's how it is.
Think about that when we're discussing this show at the end of the series. We're going to be like, holy shit, wait a minute. Do you remember the first couple episodes where he hugged people and cried a single fucking tear? What was up with that?
Keep a hug counter going. We're going to do this.
Yeah, folks at home.
Eagle-eyed
Get a
viewers.
giant chart out and put it on your wall, and every time he hugs somebody and cries a single tear, draw a little tear on that date.
Yeah. Maybe there's a pattern.
Maybe it makes an eye. It doesn't.
Oh my god, how fucked up would that be? How meta.
They're fucking screwing with people who get too into this stuff.
Do we have any more questions?
Nope, that's all she wrote.
Okay, you want to be shameless? Should I do it?
We have a Gmail that everybody can send emails to. It is riderclubradio@gmail.com. You can send us all your hate mail, all your dick pics, all your dirty laundry.
Especially those last ones, yeah, the dick pics and the dirty laundry.
We have a Twitter. It's at Rider Club Radio. We post fun question topics for people to talk about. We update people with like spur of the moment streams or anything that's going on, and like we spam advertisements for the Kamen Rider Zeto stream that's happening this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
It's not a lie this time.
It's really gonna happen.
Please.
It's gonna happen.
If it fucks up again, that's not an accident anymore. That's something telling us.
Kamen Rider Zeto was not mean to be watched.
We'll just do it like we do everything else in this podcast. Just go fucking watch Zeto on your own if you want to see it so bad.
We're gonna stream it this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
We'll try.
So follow us on Twitter, send us emails, come to our streams, give us your money. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know. Maybe we'll open a Patreon. make a cool $10 a month.
Pay us money to fucking talk about Karate Bug, man. Yeah, that'll go over well.
Everything we do now for free, we'll just keep doing it, but you just give us money.
Yeah, it's like you get a better service, but not really, because we're doing the exact same shit.
No, it has to be better because it costs money.
Yeah, everything that costs money is better than everything that's free.
Yeah.
That should be the Patreon slogan.
Could you imagine doing this for a living? It's like 2 hours of work a week.
Fuck. We would have to put out, like, a podcast a day and, like, fucking stream a day and...
Oh my god. Imagine spending 8 hours a day with Jeff. Oh my god.
I have to do that every day. Welcome to my fucking living nightmare.
Yeah, Jeff has to spend 24 hours a day with Jeff.
I knock myself out for long periods of time. I can't stand being around me that long.
Oh my god.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Neck boot.